Well, hi everyone. This is Dean Lapham, Senior Director of Professional Development at CLIA, and we're really happy today to have Joe Leone from Silversea. He is the Vice President of Sales for the Americas. And so, without any further ado, I like to start right on time, Joe. So, Joe, I'm going to turn my camera off and take it away.
Great. Thanks, Dean. Appreciate it. And thank you to all my travel partners and advisors out there for taking time of your busy day to join us here to come learn about our new 2026 summer collection and some of the exciting itineraries and new developments and deployments that we have included in this launch. This launch is fairly new. We just launched it about 3 weeks ago. Coming up on today, I believe, is the exact 3-week anniversary from launch. And we're seeing some tremendous response from your customers and support from you, our travel advisors. So before we get too far into the webinar, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the incredible support that you've shown and given us to help drive us to the top of the luxury market as a leader in luxury travel. So thank you for that. For those of you that do not know me, I am Joe Leone. I am Vice President of Sales for the Americas, both North and South America. I have the pleasure and privilege of working alongside my national account teams, our area sales directors, our inside sales and business development teams to ensure that you as our travel partners have all the needs, all of your needs are met and that we're delivering the services you need. I've been in this business now for over 30 years, working on year 31 actually. And I spent 15 of those 31 years as a travel advisor on the front line selling directly to customers. And it's something that I always reference it. My time as an advisor is precious to me. I feel like it's unique in my position. And I always try to make sure that the work that we're doing and the policies that we're implementing and introducing are what you need and fit and meet your needs as a travel professional. So I like to think that my experience there is quite unique. And of course, I am a South Florida native. Those of you that know me well know I'm a diehard Dolphin and sports fan for South Florida, and I am very proud to be part of this incredible Silversea team and more importantly, this amazing Royal Caribbean group. So with that said, I'm going to ask my friend Dean here to play a video that's going to take us into, show us a little bit about what the deployment has in store for you, what some of the areas, key areas that are included in this summer deployment, and pull the curtain back a little bit and show you what the experience looks like on board and ashore. So Dean, if you could please play the video.
Sounds good, Joe. Here you go. Wow, that is beautiful, Joe. Holy mackerel, that's beautiful. Here you go. Wow, I'm
Thank you,
impressed.
Dean. Thank
Here
you.
you
I
go.
appreciate that. Thank you very much. Just a moment while
Just
I share my
stunning
screen.
imaging, huh? That's
Yeah,
you see the
it's one of
world
the
in such a different way when you look at it like that. It's a great selling point.
It is, one of the things I always applaud my marketing team is for the imagery that we put forward and we push not only to our advisors, but to your customers. It really
That's it.
speaks to what's most important to them. And I always say that customers pick up the phone and call you because there is somewhere in the world they long to visit, cultures they want to meet, encounters with wildlife they want to have and have dreamed of. And so that's what's most important to us. And when you see our marketing pieces, you're going to see very few frames on our hardware, our suites, a nice dinner table, and not because we have anything to hide. We have some of the best hardware in the world. The reason for that is that's not what speaks to your customer. It's not what's most important to them. They call you because they want to go somewhere in the world. And we believe that we're going to offer you the most immersive experience when we get there. And it's important to us that we're more than just a means of travel. We need to be part of the substance you receive when you arrive and part of what that destination delivers. And for us, our focus and the hallmarks of our brand are built around some key pillars. One of them is travel deeper. We take you to all 7 continents. We have an expedition product which makes us the most unique luxury experience at sea. We do so with small, intimate ships that have all ocean view, all suite accommodations. We have superior service at sea. We have exceptional cuisine and really unrivaled programs in terms of our cuisine, and of course, immersive enrichment. So much of what your customers seek when they travel is to learn. This is a trip of discovery for many of our customers. We here at Silversea say that we sell to travelers, not tourists. And that's really important when we're putting together and planning this product. And how do we get to so many places? We do so with a pretty big fleet. We've got 12 ships in our fleet, 8 of which are dedicated to classic cruising, classic ocean cruising. We're going to cover 6 of those 8 vessels on today's deployment and get into the details of where they are, at what time of the year, and the types of unique experiences that we're offering your customers through that. But what I love about our fleet is that diversity, right? This isn't a one-size-fits-all fleet. This isn't a 1 or 2 class fleet. You can see here we range in size from 100 passengers in the Galapagos on the very intimate Silver Origin, all the way up to 728 guests that sail with us on the newest Silver Ray that just joined the fleet in August or June of this year. So you can see here lots of diversity and lots of access for us, right? And range in size. Some of these smaller ships are built much more narrow than the newer, larger vessels, giving us greater access to more narrow inlets, making the turn up most of the rivers in Europe, which means a more immersive experience. This means that when you get off of the gangway, you're in Seville. You're not in Cadiz ready to board a 90-minute transfer to Seville. And these are key differences about our deployment and, quite frankly, the fleet. And here it is, right? This is our promise. Our promise is to be destination leaders. We have attained that and have for many years at the top of the industry, not just luxury cruising, but we sail to hundreds more destinations than any other cruise line in the industry. And that's important, again, because what your customers are most interested in is going to a particular destination. And there is a vision they have of how they're going to experience that destination. And it's up to us as suppliers to make sure that the programs we build, the suppliers we partner with assure the excursions and the types of tours that we're partnering with and that we're offering your customers meet that most of those expectations and most of those visions that your customers have. So I want you to remember Silversea as the destination leaders in cruising and the cruise line that offers you the largest luxury fleet as far as a North American based company. So let's get into the details of what today's session is about and what it is that we're going to really highlight today. We're going to talk about, we're not going to go through all of them, but this launch features 163 unique voyages. We're visiting 33 countries, 152 different destinations along the way, 5 of which are new, and 99 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. This deployment spans from March 15th through December 9th. We're going to cover 3 key areas of the world. We're going to cover the Mediterranean. We're going to talk about Northern Europe. And then we're going to cover the North American summer and fall deployment that includes Alaska and Canada, New England. So let's start with our home sea. This is where we were founded. This is where we got our start. Our founders were long history Italian family from Naples, and so the Mediterranean is what we consider our home sea. This is our backyard, and we feel no one does the Mediterranean quite like we do. And for the 2026 summer deployment, you will find 6 ships that are dedicated to that destination, 102 unique voyages throughout that time frame, 14 countries, 79 destinations, and 2 maiden calls, believe it or not. We did find 2 new places to go to, despite being in that region for over 30 years. So some of the highlights of what we're doing in our home sea is we want to stay longer in port. Again, destination being at the top of how we plan this product. We know it's what's most important to your customers. So longer time in port to allow for a more immersive type of exploration and discovery. That's what we've included here. We visit smaller ports, want that authentic destination experience. We promise to help you travel deeper. Part of that's taking you to places you can't get to on other lines. We offer an unrivaled culinary discovery program with our SALT program. That stands for Sea and Land Taste. It's really designed to take you ashore and learn about a culture through its food. Such a great way to learn about people in a region is through its palate and its culinary offerings. And so our SALT program and our SALT professionals and artisans are there to explain exactly that, why a certain flavor is so important or prevalent in a region, why certain ingredients are so used or are native to that area, why they're important to the culture. So really, again, learning about people through their food. And we're very proud of the SALT program. We feel it is the most unique culinary program at sea today. We do have the perfect ships. We feel like we've got, with the 728 passengers, and you've got a 596 passenger ship with the Silver Muse in the area, and then of course down to our smaller ships like the Silver Shadow, which is 388 passengers. She's not too big, she's not too small. She really is just right. And so again, the diversity in the fleet offers your customers a lot of different choices, not just in destination, but hardware and how they enjoy these destinations. And the best way to travel the Mediterranean is in comfort, in an all-inclusive luxury experience where everything is thought of and taken care of for you. So let's talk a little bit about some of the highlights. What I love about this deployment is that we are now really we've introduced more 7-night runs. A highlight of the Mediterranean season for 2026 is that both of our new ships are going to be there for the summer. We've got the Silver Ray and the Silver Nova. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the most innovative ships sailing the water today. They have changed the game for luxury shipbuilding. What we have done with our asymmetrical design concept on these ships to continue to push you out to the destination, the 4,000 square meters of glass that surrounds the vessels, brings the destination in like no other vessel sailing anywhere in the world. We are so incredibly proud of these two ships. We have 10 different dining venues to choose from on these two. So we're very, very excited to see them have a big presence in the Med for 2026 and doing lots of 7-night runs. So let's go through this particular deployment. You've got one 7-night cruise that'll go Barcelona to Rome. So Barcelona to Civitavecchia. What I like best is the rest of the summer and how we go into the later summer months. We have a 7-day option that runs from Monte Carlo to Civitavecchia. And you have that the next cruise you could take from Monte Carlo to Barcelona. So actually it runs Civitavecchia to Monte Carlo, and then you can run the next one back to back, Monte Carlo to Barcelona. Now you've taken a back-to-back, you've taken a 7-day cruise, you've made it into a 14-day, and what you've done is created a unique itinerary that's round trip that's Monte Carlo to Barcelona, and it really encompasses all of the Western Med and what that destination has to offer. So I love this. This is a big change for us. We're usually doing 10, 11, 12-night deployments in the Western Med. The change to 7-day was strategic, and the way that we built these back-to-back itineraries was also strategic. We want to offer you shorter itineraries to attract the working class customer. Luxury customers are getting younger. The boomer is our main target market, but the Gen Xer is ready for this product. They're still working. So we need to make sure that we have a diverse enough deployment to where we can attract those younger working class CEOs and business owners to take a Silversea cruise as well. So you've got the 7-day to attract that, but also in tradition with our history and lineage of offering long, extensive voyages, particularly in this region of the world. Now you can add a second 7-day cruise, have unique ports all the way across your 14-night vacation, and you're sourcing from major cities. You're going into Rome, and you're coming back from Barcelona. So these are destinations that have plenty of airlift and plenty of carriers to choose from. So the Nova, similar concept, right? Going back, keeping on this 7-day. Now we're on the eastern part of the Med. We're heading over to the Greek islands. We're touching on the Turkish coast. And here you have two 7-day round trip Athens, but they're unique itineraries. So where you could take the 7-day cruise, or you can combine them and make two 7-day cruises into one 14-day back-to-back voyage. Um, and that is an option out there too, and something that I know is going to serve our customers and you, our travel partners, very, very well. So as we continue on in the region and our exploration thereof, let's now get to the east coast of Italy, working in that Adriatic Sea, and what we offer there. Here's a round trip Fusina. Fusina is 15 to 20-minute bus ride from the passenger cruise terminal in Venice. We are departing from Fusina. We have been. We've never left Venice. And so we are not busing people to Trieste. We are currently sailing from there. This is not a new deployment. We've been in Fusina since we've returned to service in 2021. And I believe we're one of just a very few number of suppliers that are currently sailing and turning around in Fusina. We also have the next cruise, an 11-day cruise at Fusina to Athens. And again, covering most of the Adriatic, going into the key Greek Isle states and stopping in Athens before you head home. And then a 10-day Adriatic and Western Med, which covers it's Fusina to Rome. So we're taking you down from Fusina, sail out of Venice into Croatia, into Montenegro, sailing around the eastern coast of the Italian peninsula, and then up into the Western Med, through Sicily up to Naples before ending your trip in Rome, which would be a great opportunity to extend your stay with one of our post hotel packages and stays. So again, lots of diversity there. And then we introduced what we call slow cruising, and we did this on the Shadow. The Shadow's 388 passengers. She's one of our smallest. She's one of the smallest vessels in our classic fleet. We've got great diversity and itinerary here. Here you have a Lisbon to Nice. We're also at the end of the season going to run the Nice back to Lisbon route. So this will be offered twice on that slow cruising. And then you have these two 12-day cruises that are round trip Nice. But as you could see here, they are offering unique itineraries for those of you that, again, want to take this and make it into a grand Western Mediterranean 24-night voyage and on the Silver Shadow. And slow cruising means we're going to spend more time in port and take your customers into and offer them a little bit more time in places like Salerno or Portofino, Livorno, giving them maybe some opportunity to go a little further inland if they so choose. And again, I hope you see what I see in this deployment. There is an option for everyone. There are shorter cruises at 7 nights. We can do the Western Med. We can do the Eastern Med. We have long voyages that are traditional to how we deploy in this region. We've got our standard 10, 11-day voyages. We've got 12-day voyages that can be combined to 24-day voyages. So we have a little bit of everything for everyone in the Mediterranean for our deployment in 2026. So please start sharing that with your customers. And we're going to be in the Med during off season, right? So we all know how crowded the Med is in the summer, but it's a really different experience than when you're there in the fall and early winter months. If you're there in October, November, December, you're seeing those destinations differently. I was recently in Montenegro in August, and I did a beach club. But what I will not be doing in Montenegro in October is a beach club. And so here's an opportunity for your customers to get to this destination. They're going to see different sites of interest, different points of interest. They're going to see it with far fewer people, and you're going to find a strong price point and good airfare available for this time of the year. So, this is something new for us. We think that this is going to go over very well with your customers and give them an opportunity to visit this region of the world at a different season, see it a little differently, maybe visit different areas of interest at that time. So this is something that you can, of course, in this time of year, we're really heavy on the archaeological and historic sites that are scattered throughout the regions. And the Med off season, this is what it looks like, right? We're staying both on the Western, we're giving you a little bit of the Eastern Med, And then we're pushing out to the Atlantic coastal areas, including Funchal. So you've got a 14-day Rome to Lisbon at the end of the season. We've got the Lisbon to Barcelona 11-day route that takes you out from the Atlantic coast in through the Straits of Gibraltar on up into Barcelona, and then of course the Eastern Med with the Athens round trip 7-day voyages that'll be offered through the winter months. So that is a big change for us and something that we're excited about. We talked about the opportunities you have for extended voyages, for longer voyages, hassle-free, no need to repack or switch accommodations between voyages. Our staff will help you through that, and of course that seamless booking of being able to combine those itineraries. And look at the different combinations that you can have, right? We went through this already a little earlier, but this is what it looks like when you build the 14-day Silver Ray on the Western Med. This is what your Eastern Mediterranean looks like on the brand new Silver Nova, and that slow 24-night cruising on the Silver Shadow on the Western Med for 24 nights is really something else. You could see that you really do cover all of the main points of interest in that area, all of the destinations and ports that your customers want to see in that area, and some that they may never have seen before. So again, lots of great developments in the Med, and some of the new destinations we're going to: Ponza, Italy, Rijeka, and I totally messed this up in Croatia. My apologies to our Croatian friends out there. I totally botched that up. Antwerp and Belgium. This is a little more for the northern side, but as we're cruising up north through the Atlantic coast of Europe, we will be stopping in Antwerp, and some of the exciting events and experiences, introducing salt experiences, deeper experiences in certain destinations, marquee, but also smaller, unique boutique ports. Talk to you about the SALT program. It's now available on all of our ocean ships, so all of our classic fleet. Anywhere in the world we go, we'll offer the unique experiences that come with SALT. The main attractions are there. We go to the Monaco Grand Prix. We've got a big presence there, have every year for the last several decades. And then, of course, those unique experiences, those bespoke and custom-built experiences, taking you out to visit a family's manor house, or a great intimate tour of winery, market tours with lunch and local culinary experts explaining what the food and the culinary experience is like and why it's that way. And then our salt experiences. I love showing this because you see here, this gentleman in Mykonos, he runs this cheese farm. It's been in his family, I believe it's 5 generations. His name is George, and George is what the SALT program is all about. This is the guy your customers want to meet. People like him, when he speaks of his craft and he talks to you about his family's lineage and their legacy on the island, their history of making cheese, and how passionate he is about it. It really does bring tears to your eyes when you hear him speak with such passion. And really, that's what SALT is designed to do. It's designed to help you really tap into the soul of culture, and do so through its culinary offerings. Really spectacular program. So let's move up north. We're heading on north to the Northern Europe region, where we have 2 ships in the Silversea fleet dedicated to the summer months. We'll be taking 25 voyages, visiting 18 countries, 52 unique destinations. And we found 3 maiden calls to make in Northern Europe, despite sailing there for over 30 years. The 2 ships that are dedicated to this area are going to be the Silver Dawn and Silver Spirit. Again, we build the British Isles with very similar concept on how we built the Med. We want longer stays in port. We want to take you deeper. We want you to cover more. We want to get you to the iconic capitals and hidden gems, right? So it's not just the big cities like Stockholm and Copenhagen, but taking you into a place like Rome. Attend a wide range of unique events and experiences, just like we were doing the Monte Carlo Grand Prix. Well, in Northern Europe, we're going up for D-Day anniversary. We're going to be have an opportunity to visit the French Open while we're there. So lots of special event opportunities, experience an unrivaled culinary discovery. Really, again, the bespoke selection of immersive experiences that we do with our SALT program, and then that salt program being offered with the different venues available on the Silver Dawn. Really unique, makes this a very unique culinary program at sea, and multiple options to combine. Again, opportunities to take 2 7 nights, make them a 14, take a couple of 12 nights, make them longer. And that's something that we feel is going to be very successful and serve you, our travel agent community, very well. So let's look at some of the 7 night dawn sailings in the Baltic region. Let's focus on the Baltic. We'll start here. Here's Copenhagen to Stockholm, visiting the Baltic states along the way. Gdansk, we go to Riga, Tallinn, up to Helsinki, back into Stockholm. I think that's pretty standard here. On the slide next to it, or the itinerary next to it, you have that same route coming back on over through, but on the reverse route, going Stockholm to Copenhagen. So not really a suggestion to back up these two or create backs to back here on the Dawn, as these are repeat itineraries as we stay there for a few months during that summer months. But on the Norwegian fjord side of things, we have some more diversity here in the itinerary, a little different. Here's round trip Copenhagen, 10 nights, and taking you as far north as Trondheim. And then on the other side, we have Amsterdam to Copenhagen on the Silver Spirit. Again, covering much of the fjord region and giving your customers a lot of diversity there. That's a new 12-day itinerary. We haven't done this route before, so we're looking forward to it. And Stavanger is one of those 3 new destinations on the itinerary. The Channel Sea sailing on the Silver Spirit is also something that's fairly new for us. Not quite sailing all the way up into the Baltic Sea, but staying on that northern Atlantic, North European Atlantic coast. So we're sailing from Amsterdam into Southampton, and visiting some great stops there. Here's Antwerp. You can see it included here, but also going into places like Rouen, which is a very unique itinerary to find on a cruise itinerary. Dover is included here. So great Channel Sea, we call it, itinerary for summer of 2026. That was on Silver Spirit. And now the Spirit and the Silver Dawn in the northern Atlantic coast, taking you from Lisbon on up to Southampton. Here you find similar itineraries between the two ships, and so we'll be able to find what time of the year works best for your customers. You've got the Spirit heading north from Lisbon to Southampton, and the Dawn will be heading south at the end of her season from Southampton to Lisbon on a 12-day Atlantic coast itinerary. So some of the new destinations in Northern Europe: Roosendaal, Stavanger. We talked about Antwerp. So those are some of the exciting new destinations that you'll find there, and some of those experiences that we talked about, right? It's like, I mentioned salt and the unique experience to go out and meet the locals. Here's a great example of one of the excursions that we offer in Copenhagen. Here's one in Rouen. It's all centered around food. It's centered around the region. It's centered around the culture, the people, and instruction and explanation from culinary experts. It's not just going to a cheese farm and watching him make cheese. It's learning about the process, learning about his history, learning about how they came to be, how they came into that profession, how many generations has it changed hands. This is what salt is designed to do. And here's another great salt experience. So it's not just shopping in markets. It's not just going to a cheese farm. It's not just having lunch with a local culinary professional in a beautiful cafe. It's Michelin star experiences as well. Here's a Michelin star lunch that will be offered at the Chateau du Prince Noir in Bordeaux. And so this is something that, again, unique experience, and that culinary program, the SALT program, is unique to Silversea. All right, so we're shifting gears. We're crossing the Atlantic. We're heading over to Alaska, all the way to the Pacific Ocean. And we're going to look at and feature 2 ships over the summer months. We're sailing 30 different voyages, 2 countries, and 13 unique destinations along the way. Some unique highlights here. The itinerary is designed really to maximize wildlife encounter and glacier viewing. That's what Alaska's about. It is the last frontier. That's what we want our customers to see. We visit smaller and unique destinations. Again, this is the authentic destination experience we promise your customers. We do take you to some of the other ports like Ketchikan that are more well known, but some other places that you don't find often on cruise itineraries to Alaska, like Valdez. We offer, again, this incredible culinary experience, right? We can go to Alaska. We can learn about the culinary experience there. We can learn about our cousins to the north, and what their palate is like in those summer months, and then experience intimate experiences on the Whisper. She's the smallest ship to sail Alaska, 388 passengers. But when I say 388 passengers, what I want you to think of is a ship that carries few people but is pretty large in size. And she's over 30,000 gross registered tons. And with 388 people, it means one thing. You have this great sense of space throughout the ship, and those 388 people are dispersed very well. And you can combine itineraries on the Whisper to create a deeper exploration of this beautiful state of Alaska, so vast and so big. And here they are. We're going to run most of the summer. We'll go south and then north. The ships will be running in opposite directions from each other. So that itinerary, whichever one you prefer, will be available to you every 7 days throughout the summer months, starting in May. And I want to say this. We leave from Vancouver and we depart from Seward on Thursdays. Why Thursdays? Because our promise to you is a visit to the last frontier. We want to leave on Thursday because we'll be not only one, or maybe one of two small ships leaving port on Thursdays from Canada Place in Vancouver. But when you arrive into these small ports like Ketchikan, like Sitka or Juneau, we are only one or one of two small ships in port, meaning that you are now discovering this destination the way it was intended to be seen, with a few hundred passengers and not several thousands. The experience is different when you're there with the megaships. So please keep that in mind. This is, again, goes into the care that we put into how we plan and deploy our itineraries. Mendenhall Glacier, big highlight, and of course, wildlife viewing. Look at this picture. This was actually taken from one of our tours that we offered a couple of summers ago. Really incredible. It looks a little scary if you asked me, but certainly not something you would ever forget to be a part of that. Incredible spectacle. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Canada and New England, because we will have one ship, the beautiful and small Silver Shadow. The Shadow will make her way over from Europe, getting to Canada, New England just at the start of the fall season, right in time for the change of the fall foliage. And we're going to feature 4 voyages. We'll head to 2 countries, 10 destinations throughout, and here the idea is the scenery. We want to get there in time for the season change, peak of autumn foliage. We want to take you through scenic cruising, like Saginaw Fjord, for example, cruise through the rugged coastlines of Nova Scotia. This is what you'll find from this destination. You visit unique and smaller ports like Charlottetown, something that you may not see often on cruise ship itineraries, or one that other ships cannot visit because simply they're too large. Enjoy deeper exploration of iconic cities like Portland, Boston, Halifax, Quebec City. And in these 3 places, Portland, Boston, and Halifax, we actually have 3 days at sea in these routes. So a little easier and slower pace of travel. And also giving you a chance to really enjoy the onboard product, right? Part of what makes our experience so special is the connection, the camaraderie that's built between our passengers and crew, the friendships that are built. We have our Venetian Society is our past passenger club, and I call it a club because it is a club. It is a club that travels, and this club travels, and they travel well, and they travel with the same crew everywhere in the world. And so that's really part of the Silversea difference, and part of what makes us special is this personalized service that you receive. Intimate, small ships, you're really able to form and forge these special bonds with our crew. So what does the itinerary look like? It's Montreal to Bayonne. Um, I like the fact that we're leaving from Bayonne. Everybody knows what a mess the cruise terminal is in New York City. It is, quite frankly, one of the worst looking terminals. And sorry if anybody's out there from the New York City terminals, but you guys really got to fix that up. So we moved over to Bayonne. But here's what I like about that move is we're sailing out through New York Harbor on the way out to sea. So you're still going to get that very special experience cruising through New York Harbor. If you are a cruiser, then you must cruise New York Harbor at least once in your cruising career. It is a special experience to cruise by the statue through Manhattan with that incredible skyline as your backdrop. And so I'm very happy to say that we did not lose that, but we did gain a more modern and presentable terminal in what we find in Bayonne. So that this itinerary will be Montreal-Bayonne or Bayonne to Montreal. We're going to run this 4 times over the course of the fall, give you an opportunity to see all that beautiful foliage and those different types of destination highlights that we'll have. Visit this historic area, founded in 1898. You see this reconstructions here. Learn about how people lived in this time when they settled in that time of the year or that area of the continent. What it was like during the winter months. So these are the type of experiences that you can expect when you're sailing through into Canada, New England on Silversea. All right, so let's talk about some of the tools and resources we've put into the market to help you, our travel partners, take all this great knowledge, all this great and complex information, and put it in front of your customers in a way where they're going to respond and react and ultimately book their next Silversea vacation with you. So our travel partner resource is it's extensive. We like to give you a lot of different tools. To start with our webinar tool, we record rich content. There's a number of different webinars that we have done. We have a series that we do once a month. It's called Tea Time, and so I hope that many of you have viewed and joined us for our Tea Time series. Please keep an eye out for your emails for the next installment and the next episode of Tea Time. And so we look forward to seeing you there. But this is a great resource for you. You can find the archive of all of these Tea Time webinars at webinars.silversea.com. Again, that is webinars.silversea.com. It's here on the top right-hand side in bold letters. Please visit that site, learn about all the different deployments we have, learn about our brand position, learn about what makes us unique, how we build and deploy this product from all the different destinations that we visit. Okay, so how do we get you to market? Well, Marketing Central is that. It's your one-stop shop for everything you need from a creative standpoint. So I'm going to ask everyone, pay attention, please. Draw your attention to the right side in this gray box. It's a very important website. The most important website I'll show you all day. This is your Travel Agent Resource Center. This is where you can go in and find not just access to our Marketing Central, which gives you all this creative horsepower to create these incredible assets to push our promotions to your customers. But here you can find out about policies. You get access to our booking engines. You can manage your customers' bookings online. You can get access to our promotional activity. You can get access to our travel agent reduced fares. So much to learn and to access on my.silversea.com. Access to our learning platform for our academy. And if you go through there, you get to Marketing Central. Marketing Central gets you an opportunity to create custom flyers for your groups or a custom quote for your customer. You can download our comparison guides, which compares our cost of experience with what they're paying on premium lines, but shows you the differences in the overall product offering and how the service is elevated, smaller ships, but comes at a similar price. You can create HTML email files from here where you can go on and build an HTML email. You download it right to your computer, you distribute it and deploy it to your customer base using whatever normal platform or distribution you use, but it gives you a lot of creative freedom, but it keeps our brand standards intact. It allows you an immediate solution, but you can also tag that and include your logo, your call to action, truly representing you as a true partner for Silversea, pushing out really world-class marketing materials that you're creating on your own without needing to leverage a large creative team. For those of you that are at home and don't have access to big teams or infrastructure, you have the access now to go and do this. Not to mention videos, photos, a number of different things. Rallyo. So if you're like me and you are just completely dumbfounded with social media, this is a great way for you to become active. It's a very important platform. I may not understand it, but I recognize it, and I see how important it is to driving new business, increasing your client base, communicating with your customers, and staying present with your audience. These things are so important in today, and it's such a great way to connect with customers. But many of us are hesitant. We may not know how to, what's the best practice, what's the right cadence, how many characters do I use, all these things and rules that there's no SOP for, right? Well, Silversea has partnered with Rallyo. And Rallyo is a set it and forget it social media service that is designed to partner with you on your business Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram pages. Scan this QR code, go on to Rallyo, create a profile, opt into the Silversea content. What happens with Rallyo? When you opt in Rallyo Silversea and you link your social media pages to this service, we will push Silversea social media content to your page, and we'll post it to your page as if you were the person sharing it whenever we post to our own social media sites. So as we become active in the market, as we're communicating with customers, you are doing the same, but you're doing it in a way from your own platform, your pages, with your call to action, but again, with our message intact, and it's seamless. It happens automatically. You don't even have to open Facebook, and you've already shared and have been in communication with all of your customers and clients. So please take advantage of this. I think this is a groundbreaking service. I think this is incredible, and it's going to give all of you that have hesitation with social media, I hope this takes the governor off, really gives you access to get out there and start getting acclimated to this resource. And as you use Rallyo more and more, you may find yourself becoming more and more comfortable with the social media platforms, and in essence removing yourself from this service because you're going to be sharing your own content on a regular basis moving forward. So please scan this and sign up for Rallyo. So very important. Silversea Academy. Again, that QR code is going to push you right to the content. What I love about this, and I applaud my marketing team every chance I get, how incredibly respectful they were of your time and your profession. We have many different modules here that are all designed to learn and to teach you independently of each other, so you can learn what you want, when you want it, at the pace and the order in which you want to learn it. These modules are 12 minutes each on average. So again, the respect to your time and your profession, we know that's your most precious and limited commodity is your time. You've got a lot of people you've got to share it with. And so we want to take as much of it as possible, but also give you a really intuitive tool to help you continue to expand your knowledge on the Silversea product and the Silversea offering. Reduced rate programs. Yes, we have travel advisor rates. It is a popular question, but you can only get access to this if you are registered on my.silversea.com. So if you are not registered, I encourage you, please, after this webinar, go to my.silversea.com and create your profile today. Not only do you have access to the booking engine, to the Marketing Central platform, to all of our policies, you get access to the reduced rate programs that we have out there for our travel partners. And you'll see that some of these dates go very far out. We have dates, immediate confirmation on these rates, by the way, for dates that are as far out to the summer of 2025. One of my favorite exercises when I'm out in the field meeting with you is to ask you if you know who your Silversea sales representative is. And I've got to tell you, I'm very proud that most of the time, very, very high percentage of the time, you do know exactly who your Silversea team. And this is the team that I have the great privilege to serve on a daily basis. And this is the team that's here to serve you, our travel partners. On the top portion here, you've got our field sales team, who is led by the incredible Kelly Beagle as our Senior Director of Field Sales. And then you've got our strategic partners, our key account teams, our national account teams, and of course, the superstars of what we do, the guys that really put the rubber to the road, our inside sales stars. You see them down here on the right-hand side. I'm joined today by one of them, Talina Agara, who is our uh, business development manager for the West Coast, and she's been answering all of your questions, and I'm sure she's been doing so quickly and accurately. But this is your sales team. This is an incredible team. I have, again, have this unbelievable privilege to work alongside these folks every single day, watching them work hard and sacrifice for what it is your needs are. And so please, if you need to reach us, I encourage you, call us at the number you see listed here. Reach out to our inside sales team. They'll put you in contact with your area sales director. And you've got a lot of support here. Put us to work. We're here to work. And we're here to support you. And we're here to help your customers become the next new luxury cruiser. All right. So, Dean, we've got to have some questions out there, right?
We do have some questions. That was really exciting, Joe. I mean, I loved the itineraries. I like the design that you have with just putting it really simply for, all of the travel advisors out there to kind of get a look at, some of those amazing itineraries. Northern Europe just looks really exciting. Jättebra i svenska Toyota, yeah, in
Yep.
Scandinavia, so it's awesome. And of
Yep.
course, I have to mention the fact that you're coming through New England to my home port of Newport, Rhode Island. So I'm excited to take some pictures of one of the beautiful ships in the harbor here in Narragansett. So one of the questions that we get sometimes, Joe, and kind of a question to you is, can you tell us a little bit about the selling to the multi-gen clientele that would be going on board with their teenagers? What do you think about younger kids going on and with
Yeah.
grandparents? So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So I'll tell you. So I'll talk to you a little bit about my own experience as a parent. When you have kids that are in the range of 8, 15, this could be one of the most special and intimate family vacations you can ever take. Now, with that said, there are certain destinations that deliver better for multi-gen families. One of the areas we didn't cover here today is the Galapagos, and that goes without saying, right? The Galapagos is one of the most, if not the most, unique and incredible place in the world to visit. And with families, that's a home run every time. If your kids are 8 or older, get them to the Galapagos. They will never forget that experience, and neither will your customer parents. So Galapagos, great destination. Today's deployment lends itself well to this multi-gen family clientele. You think of what we do in Alaska. Alaska is a fantastic family vacation for the summer. It's short, it's 7 nights, it's somewhat domestic, it's easy to get to. There's plenty of lift. We've been doing it for several decades. And so this is a very seamless product. It's easy, it's accessible, it's affordable, and we have 2 ships to choose from in the destination. So 7 night itinerary in Alaska, great for families. You also look at what we're doing in the Mediterranean, both western and eastern side, right? We've got those 7 night routes. Again, great for families. So I would say that the destinations that I would recommend most for family cruising would be Med, Alaska, Galapagos, and some of our shorter Caribbean routes that we're doing in the winter months. That I think lends itself best for multi-gen. But when your customers are asking you, hey, what do you think about this with my kids? Remind them that a big part of what they're seeking as parents is time with their kids, right? Creating memories with them. And on some of the bigger ships, you don't get that opportunity because they're creating memories with the new friends they made in the kids area or on the rock climbing wall or somewhere else, right? These smaller ship experiences are intimate. and they give you really great times. The best family vacations I've ever taken have been on small luxury ships. Now, we've had a blast on the big ships too, don't get me wrong, but certain destinations are meant to be seen together and intimately, Alaska being one.
Perfect. We have a question from Rhonda. She wants to know, is our sales rep, I mean, I think she means business development manager, based on where we live or where our host agency is?
Great question, Rhonda. Where your host agency is. However, you saw that we have a pretty big team. And so even though your area sales director may not be in your particular territory where your office is, we do have that person will travel. So if you have a consumer event, you're going to get 25, 30 consumers. And I'll put this promise out to anyone out there. If you're going to put 30 qualified consumers in a room, we will get out there and support your event. We will get out there, we will help finance it, and we will be there to present and help you close sales. If you put 30 people in a room, that's 15 couples. We're walking out of the way with 5 or 6 bookings. I'm sure of it. So you put us to work, we'll be out there to support you. So even if your home office is not in the territory where you live, the person that represents that office will be there to support you when you need it. We also have the inside sales team that has access to the entire country throughout all business hours. And so we can get to you on the phone with phone support. We can do virtual trainings. We can do virtual consumer events like we're doing here on this webinar today. A lot of different options for you and a lot of different ways that we can support you.
Great answer. Thank you. So another question came in regarding sourcing clients. So, give us some recommendations. How would you find Silversea clients? And based upon your background as a travel advisor and now working for the cruise lines, what would you advise some people who are just starting out or who are looking to transition into the luxury product?
Yeah. So some of you already have luxury customers. They're just not cruising in luxury yet. And what we need to do is listen to the very important buying signals, right? Think of your customers that are now empty nesters. Hopefully their kids graduated college by now. I hope most of them stopped giving them money. And now they have time. They have time to travel. Listen and pay attention to those people. It's up to you to make the recommendation on this because they're going to hesitate. They're going to see a big price point. But for you, it's important to take our prices, go through all of the different inclusions that we feature in this product and compare it to the a la carte experiences that they're going to purchase at a Holland America or a Princess or another premium line. This doesn't apply to Ocean View and Inside Cabins, but a suite customer's been paying for a luxury experience he hasn't had yet. He just doesn't realize it. And when you take the comparison guides that we provide you on My Silversea, you can go through there and you can see what Silversea's price includes for a true luxury intimate experience versus what you'll be paying once you add everything up onto a much bigger ship on a premium experience, premium line that may not be able to offer you the same quality in food or personalization and service than what you'll find with fewer people. Those things get elevated when there's fewer people. It's just part of it. That's why we have different markets in the industry. So look for those buying signals on your existing customers. How to find new ones? Within your own network, folks. Come up. Everybody here should have a way to explain what they do to the people they encounter every day in their lives, right? I was told once by an advisor, and I hope he's out there, one of actually a big active member in ASTA and the CLIA community. He gave me a quote. He said, Joe, someone told me once, if you want to be more interesting, be more interested. And he explained it this way. What he told me was, if you want to be more interesting, ask people more questions. Ask them about what they do. Ask them about where they go. If you're at a charity event, ask them how long they've been part of the event. Why is it so important to them? These then turn into questions back to you. Well, what do you do? And this is going to give you an opportunity to explain to people that you're a travel professional. And sending people on dream vacations is your business. Much like your doctor's business is your well-being. Much like your lawyer's business is your financial and legal well-being. Your financial advisor. Your financial well-being is his business. Sending them on travel and dream vacations is yours. And why not share? If you're his customer, why can't he be yours? So find ways to introduce yourself on your everyday network because you have luxury customers that you interact with on a daily basis. You're just not promoting yourself as the person to sell it to them.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. Um, this is from Melissa. She asked, is there a way to let clients know what benefits they get on Silversea based on their crown and anchor level on Royal?
Yeah, absolutely. Melissa, thank you for asking that, and shame on me for not covering it. One of the most important and exciting programs that we announced this year, just a couple of months ago, actually, was the industry's first status match program across a cruise line group. Silversea, Royal Caribbean, and Celebrity have introduced a status match program, which means that the level of status you have on any one of the two sister brands, we will now match that status for you on the Silversea program and Silversea product. This gives you access to reduced rates, um, special savings, special events, special invitations, announcements, pre-sales. So yes, so we do have a status match program, and thank you for asking that very important question.
Excellent. So listen, we are at the end. And Joe, I want to thank you again. This was really, really beneficial. And like anybody who did not get their question answered, Joe will be getting that question and your email address, and we'll follow up with you. And Joe, I just wanted to finish out with you if you have any closing remarks or anything you want to end the session with. And again, Joe, thank you so much, and thanks to Silversea for being here today.
Yeah, my pleasure, Dean. Nice job. Thank you for keeping this nice and seamless for me. I very much appreciate the support. To my team, well done. Thank you for being here to support me during this. And to my travel advisors and my partners out there, thank you. Thank you for the incredible support you've shown this brand over its 30-year history, for the incredible support you've shown us, particularly this year. We are delivering an incredible year here at Silversea. We're setting the stage for an unbelievable 2025, and that is not possible without you, our incredibly valuable travel partners. So a very sincere thank you from me, and like I said, we're here to serve you. Put us to work. We're here for you. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. That concludes the webinar today. Cheers.